Felix Isagon Manalo was born on May 10, 1886 in a small nipa house in Calzada, Tipas.
He was the firstborn child of Mariano Isagon and Bonifacia Manalo. His father was a farm worker and fisherman. He passed away when Brother Felix was just 10 years old. His mother, Aling Pasha, was a devoted homemaker. She was a very religious woman.
Brother Felix started school in Tipas, learning to read, write, and memorize Catholic prayers. When he was about 14 years old, he and a cousin were taken under the wing of an uncle who was a Catholic priest in Sampaloc, Manila, where he also served as a sacristan. At his uncle's parish house, he found the Bible. As he read it, he noticed that some of the Catholic teachings were not in the Bible. He started questioning his Catholic beliefs. This led him to search for the truth.
November 1913, not long after his intense study, with no money in his pocket but an unshakable trust in God's plan, Brother Felix, along with his wife, Sister Honorata, traveled from Pasay to Punta Santa Ana. There, in the humble quarters of Apolinario and Ingracia Ramos at the Atlantic Gulf and Pacific Company, he preached the true gospel for the first time. The pure words of God he preached resonated. On December of 1913. He baptized the first converts to the true Christian faith in the waters of the Pasig River. 14 members initially made up the first local congregation of the Iglesia ni Cristo at Punta Santa Ana.
In 1914, Brother Felix Y. Manalo took his mission from here in Tipas, Taguig, then Pateros, later Pasig. He worked until late at night preparing lessons and sermons. Convincing people to listen and accept the truth of God's words was not easy. His own relatives and townmates rejected and insulted him. Services and Bible studies of the fledgling church were disrupted by persecutors who harassed members and guests alike. Among the first persecutors to eventually see and accept the true faith was Serapio Dionisio, once one of his fiercest detractors, now a devoted believer. Soon other religious preachers embraced the true faith, including former Protestant ministers Justino Casanova, Noberto Asuncion. Brothers Casanova and Asuncion would later become ordained ministers, with Brother Casanova serving as the church's first general treasurer.
Brother Felix Manalo steadfastly believed in God's promises. We remember the countless struggles he endured, including the pioneering ministers, church officers, members as heroes of faith. However, God fulfilled all His promises. The church rose to glory and prominence, continuing under the leadership of Brother Eranio Manalo and Brother Eduardo Manalo.
To avoid accusations of preaching an unrecognized church, Brother Felix Y. Manalo decided to work for the registration of the church. He sought the counsel of Juan Natividad, a lawyer and his townmate. On July 27, 1914, the Iglesia ni Cristo was officially registered with the government in the Philippines, with Brother Felix as its executive minister. This momentous day coincided with the outbreak of World War I. A time of great turmoil, yet also the fulfillment of biblical prophecy. Fear not, for I am with you. I will bring your descendants from the east, and gather you from the west. I will say to the north, give them up, and to the south, do not keep them back. Bring my sons from afar, and my daughters from the ends of the earth.
The church continued to face great trials and adversities, but it continued on, stronger, united, and unshaken in the faith.
Houses of worship that were made of wood were now replaced with concrete. The church endured through World War II, various global economic hardships, and relentless persecution. But its flourishing growth showed no signs of let-up. By the year 1963, the church had spread all throughout the Philippines.
But on the 12th of April 1963, the Iglesia ni Cristo faced one of its greatest trials yet. The passing of its first executive minister, the messenger of God in these last days, Brother Felix Manalo. Critics and persecutors said the church would crumble. They believed that it would begin to decline and cease to exist. They doubted the church's new leadership, but they were proven wrong. Some 10 years before the messenger passed away, he made sure to train a successor who would continue to lead the church with love and care. God continued to place leaders in his nation to make sure that his people are cared for. So even after the passing of God's messenger in these last days, the Iglesia ni Cristo did not waver. Because God's work of salvation is a divine work. that no man can ever hope to destroy.